The first question I wanted to ask is like, what inspired you to be a musician then?
It's kind of a bit of a long story. I'll try and make it as short as I can. I wanted to be a musician from the first time I saw a band live. The first time I saw a band live, the band themselves actually were terrible. But I liked the way I saw them on stage, and I saw the way that they were able to get 12,000 people in the same room to unite as one, do one thing, join in with them, and believe in their dreams. And I saw that, and I thought I wanted to do that. So after seeing that, I thought the first thing I needed to do was learn an instrument. And the instrument I decided to learn was bass guitar, because I like the sound of the bass guitar, and well, in all of my favourite bands, the bass seemed to be a bit of a driving force. So I decided to learn that. And after about 6 or 7 months of learning bass, I thought, okay, now I feel like I could start a band. Which was, it turned out that was actually not right. I was actually at that point not ready to start a band. And I spoke to someone, a friend's father actually, he was a very, very good musician, about what should I do. And he essentially told me that I should give it up and find something else to do with my life. So naturally, after hearing that, I decided to start a band. And well, I contacted a friend I knew who played guitar, and he said he was interested. I found Zoe as well. And so we got together and we made a band with another person on vocals as well. Over the years, the other 2 members have dropped out and Alex has joined us. Alex has kind of saved us a bit, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, that's our story. That's how I became a musician.
How about yourself?
I'm Zoe, and I play drums, and it's a similar story to Ben's. We were both sort of really into the same band at the same time. I'm not going to say who it is, but we both ended up seeing them live, and it was, first gig I went to was actually in Wembley Arena, and my parents didn't want me to go, so of course I sneaked out of the house and went to the gig. And it was, yeah, I was just really inspired by like the rhythm section in general, and sort of, I just thought the drum kit was an amazing instrument, so I begged my dad for a drum kit for my 16th birthday, and he said no. He kept saying no, and then just before my birthday I saw these 2 big boxes in my parents' bedroom, and I knew I was going to get the kit. So after that, my dad agreed to let me have lessons at school. Started lessons in year 11. I didn't really do any grades, but after I left sixth form, I decided to go to ACM in Guildford and study music there. So I did my diploma, performance, and now I'm studying my first year of a 2-year degree for music performance. And I don't think I'd be there now if it wasn't for the band, because I've learnt so much, and I've had a lot of experience playing with other people, and I guess it motivated me to carry on playing.
And Alex, how about yourself?
My story's not really as cool as the other 2. My father has been a musician for the whole time I've been alive, and every time I saw him, I thought it was really amazing, and eventually it just got through to me. I want to do this myself. So I learned an instrument, got really good, learned another instrument. I like to think I'm good at that too. Then I found these guys, and here we are now. Doing exactly what I'm doing.
One more? Yeah, thank you. Why you chose the name, this for the name of the band? What's the story behind it?
You're going to be very disappointed. We just thought it was a cool word.
Hey, it is a very difficult word.
Yeah, everybody always gets it wrong.
So, what's the Mount Everest for the band?
When it comes to the music industry, it's kind of, a lot of people say when they're going to sort of business, they say I want to be the CEO of a bank someday or something. And as a musician, I could say, one day I want to headline a show at Wembley Stadium. It's very easy to say that, but a lot of that is sort of down to luck. I sort of set my ambitions as things that I can do personally. So I say I want to make an album that has a certain element, there's something about it that I really want to show. I think what my real goal is that it's kind of strange. I want to, before I quit music, and I hope I never do, but if I ever feel the need to quit music, I want to have written 7 albums. And I don't know why it's 7, but I want to have written 7 albums before I quit music. That's my main goal, and to play as many shows and to share my music with as many people as I possibly can.
Pretty much exactly the same as Ben's.
Any difficult moments, challenges that really you feel you learned a lot from by choosing this quest?
There have been for me 2 main struggles that we've had. The first was, as I mentioned before, 2 of our original members quit the band. And that was a struggle because I felt at the time that I couldn't really do it without them. I felt that they were integral and they were a part of the band that could not be replaced, and without them we just simply couldn't do it. And I think we did go a good few months just sort of doing nothing. We'd meet up to practice and then just sit in a practice room, not playing anything for 3 hours. And we'd actually pay for that as well. We would pay to sit in a practice room and do nothing for 3 hours. And I think it was just a case of we had to just eventually decide, okay, we need to get a new member, at least one new member. We need to actually do something about this. We need to push ourselves, and we did get through that. And I don't know how, but I don't know if there was some big musing one day, but we were able to get through it. The other big struggle is, I suppose, is during that. So whilst we were down and we're not really sure what we were doing with ourselves, I actually moved to Bristol, where I still live. And at that point I thought, okay, this band is definitely done. I thought, there's no way that we can continue now that we're living in different cities. And for 3 months we didn't do anything. And then we decided, I decided that I wanted to do it again. And there was a gig in December of 2013, which a band that I knew the members of were playing, and this is going to sound really petty, but essentially they had wronged me and I wanted to get them back. So I got Apothecary onto that bill for that night, and we had not actually rehearsed very much. I think we'd had 1, maybe 2 rehearsals for that gig. And we played what was probably the musically worst performance of our entire lives. But at that point I realised actually I really need to continue doing this. I thought, we had so much fun, and despite the fact that we sounded like screaming cats, I thought that we still need to do this, we need to continue. And so at that point I got over that struggle of, okay, I'm 120 miles away, but we can still do this. And so we are still doing this.
And what's the questions that you want to ask the audience tonight?
As I said before, with music, it's very sort of difficult to project yourself to a very large audience. So what I would say is, you can always do something to, I can always share my music with 1 or 2 friends, and there's always some positive change you can affect to 1 or 2 people. So what I wanted to ask is, in your lives you must have at some point done something that was small but affected someone in a positive way. And is there a way that you can repeat that and make it bigger and pay that forward and make a positive chain that goes on?
Taking your life, because the past 5 years have been barren and rife, and I'll take a stand and I'll go down with a fight and die. never turn to ebony, I'll never turn to dust. And your head on a plate is what I lust. What do you want? What do you need? I have hungry children, hungry mouths to feed. I got a week-old infant and he needs a bed. I got a table and chairs, but I have no bread. You need to learn you're nothing more than a common disease, a virus trying to bring me down on my knees. You challenge me to a duel, you challenge me to a fight. We're the ones sleeping in our coffin tonight. And I will never let you stay with me. Here at this bar, I have a lot of money, but I have no heart. I am a tin man in town on a lonesome ride. I have power, I have strength, but I have no pride. I met you once upon this bar. Time to change, money goes, it never gets far. My son was a rich man, but he's not like you. I hope your son will never be a criminal too.